Coucou les coucous! De retour à Rise of the Third Power. J'ai jeté un coup d'œil, j'ai pas manqué de side quest as far as I know. So let's move on with the plot. A few days later, as usual. How you feeling, kid? Like I'm going to be sick. Here, drink this. It'll make you feel better. This ought to be good. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be sick. How do you drink that stuff? Good for you. Put hair on your chest. Oh, wonderful. I was just thinking how much that would help me. Why don't I wrestle with some bear and chop some wood while I'm at it? Ascarina était pas là pour voir ça. You expect the Senate will listen to us? Partisan bickering and grandstanding has gotten worse lately, with the tension about Narashkov actions. Still, I'd like to believe that they can get past all that and unite unite behind a worthy cause such as yours. I'll stick out the back and make sure nobody tries anything funny. Pharaoh's still hunting us after all. I'll be ready for it this time at least. The President is ready for you, Commander. Very well. Tell her we'll be there shortly. At once, Commander. Time has come, Your Highness. Are you ready? Just a moment. Damn, kid, you warmed up to that stuff quick. Oh god, okay, let's do this. Je contrôle, madame? Ouais. Good luck, Ariel. I think that's the first nice thing you've ever said to me, Aiden. I think that may be the first nice thing I ever said to anyone. Used to it. Go give him hell, princess. Ariel, if I might give you some advice, try to keep yourself composed when you address this. Your demeanor here is as important as the facts. I've never been so deep into Tariq before. I wonder how republics work. I want to run. The Senate chamber is the other way. Why me? Carnet par le bas. Sunlight and liberty, traveler. Are you ready, princess? No. Yes, it's time. This way, your highness. I will accompany her, soldier. Yes, sir. Presenting Princess Ariel I Lyriata of Serentia and Commander Rashim Tarim before the honorable member of the Senate of the Tariq. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31. Ah, puis le président, fait I guess 32, mais non, je pensais 31. Commander Rashim, it is a pleasure to see you again, as always. Likewise, of course, Madam President. This is a dark time for Serentia, I understand. Princess Ariel, your father fought well during the Great War. He was a strong ally. But times have changed. The king planned an alliance with the Empire of Arcadia, which serves to threaten all the free people of Rin. That alliance has been signed into law by the Regency Council that rules in Princess Rebecca's team. That is true. I do not know the particulars as I was not included in my father's dealing in diplomacy. Needless to say, I oppose it. Indeed, you certainly have our attention, Princess Ariel. You may speak. The floor is yours, Ariel. Go ahead. Keep your composure and remember the questioning is designed to be grueling. Do not allow yourself to be agitated by it. Yes. I, the heir apparent and rightful queen of Serentia, Ariel I Lyriata, thank you for your time. Excellent. Welcome, then, to the chamber of the Republic of Tariq Senate. Would that your visit could be under more pleasant circumstances. I apologize ahead of time for what I expect will not be a pleasant experience for you, but such is the nature of Senate hearings. I have called the emergency convening of the Senate to discuss how we should proceed with what Princess Ariel is about to tell us. Y a-tu quelqu'un qui look weird Il y a le dude avec un bandeau en haut à droite. Sinon, c'est pas mal tout qui stand out vraiment. Please explain the events that have brought you here, Your Highness. My mother and father, and my older sister, who was heir to the throne of Serentia, have been murdered. My friends took me to witness the construction of a secret harbor in Terendor. From there, we learned that Arcadia planned a false flag attack. The flag in this case was blue and gold. The attack was meant to provoke a war between Serentia and Tariq. I returned home to warn my father of this treachery, but he was murdered by an agent of Arcadia before I had the chance. Lord Philip now rules as regent for my little sister, Rebecca, but his lie about my death proves his involvement in this plot. He is in fact an agent of Arcadia himself, and a traitor of Serentia. I've come here to ask that you support my claim to the throne of Evenhart, and escort me home so that I might retake it. May I ask in what way you believe the Senate of Ishtala can help you win back your throne? This sounds to me as though it would result in war. I believe that the people of Serentia would rally behind my cause, as would my sister. The army would not contest us, even if Lord Philip demanded it. We would need to worry ourselves with the Arcadian soldier in Serentia only. This Lord Philip may not have the power to order his soldier to attack you, but what if your sister demanded it? Excuse me? Your sister. You would certainly not be the first sibling another would like to see out of the way. Perhaps she has grown to like her crown. How dare you? Rebecca is a child. She's an innocent, and she would never do such a thing. You certainly wouldn't be the first to be surprised by a sibling lust for power, Princess. This is outrageous, Ariel. You must not allow yourself to be offended by these questions, no matter how insulting they might feel. Rebecca would never do that. I believe you, but these senates do not know that, and have no cause to assume it must be true, Princess. It is reasonable of them to ask, and your anger does not reflect well on your cause. You must compose yourself. Sorry, I'm sure you're right, it's just... I'd like to know how this woman can prove her identity. She claims she is the princess, and it seems President Ishan believes her. I, frankly, will need more assurance than that. Princess Rebecca has publicly acknowledged Ariel's death. Ariel's own sister believes she is dead, and so do I. I would prefer not to provoke a losing war by backing a false queen and stealing a crown. I remember the Great War. I will not subject my children, or the children of Tariq, to another. Would not start a war, it would prevent one, and I am not lying about who I am. With all due respect, young lady, Princess Ariel was known to be reclusive. Not many have even seen her face. I certainly do not recognize you. I ask again, what proof do you have? The concern here is legitimacy. I can assure you that she is who she claims, Senator. And with all due respect to you, Madam President, then I ask what proof you have. Nothing more than your promise, I suspect. Princess Ariel, I have another line of questioning I must pursue. I hope it's less insulting than the last. The party you travel with now, what is your relationship to them? Oh, that? Yes, we met at Serentia when they what, Your Highness? They kidnapped her from her own wedding, Madame President. Is that correct, Princess Ariel? Yes, it's correct, but it was for a good reason. They had to stop the wedding so that the alliance between Arcadia and Serentia would be postponed. Their plan was to show me proof of Arcadia treason so that I might warn my father, since he would not listen to them. I would certainly agree that it was an extreme measure to take, but given what's at stake, I see why they felt they had no other choice. Is it not possible you're being lied to? Lied to? No, it isn't possible. I saw Arcadia treachery with my own eyes. I must explore all possibilities here, Your Highness, as is my duty of the office of President of the Tariqi Republic. You're asking us to be willing to declare war on Serentia in support of claiming your throne. It's a grave matter and one that must be considered carefully. How many times must I say it will not come to war? Princess, you must put yourself in our position in considering this. What happens if we march with you and Evenhart with your kidnappers and find that your sister and your people believe you are an impostor? All while Arcadia inflames tensions between us. Believe you, as I said. That won't cut for much if your people don't. So please tell me, Ariel, what you believe happens after that. The senator from Takara is correct. Legitimacy is exactly the issue we're contending with here. I mean, it doesn't matter because that won't happen. I'll be seen as legitimate. My sister will see to that. None of this matter. I believe her as well. Ariel was reclusive, yes, but she was not invisible. This is a princess. We have an election coming in a mere 2 months. If those were more inclined toward Arcadia's system of governments than ours, I haven't forgotten. Haven't forgotten. There is no circumstance in which I would vote for something as bold as backing Ariel's claim to her throne without first conferring with my constituents. I beg your pardon? Ariel, in a few months the Republic will hold its 5-year election cycle. The senator from Nadim is correct. Your support would be on the ballot. We don't have 2 months, we may not have 2 days. That is no small request, Princess. Regardless, we will now begin our deliberation. I have finished with my questions. You're free to go as you wish, Your Highness. We will deliberate this matter over the coming weeks. Shan, Madam President, please listen to me. If we wait much longer, it will be too late. Look, Saxalka. I hear you, Your Highness. I will do my best to convince the Senate. So it goes in a nation without a king. These hearings are adjourned. Wait, listen to me! So, do you just use some sort of dye or something? What's it for your hair? How do you get it that fancy shade of blue? I'm a magic user, you jackass. We all have hair like this. Really? How do you not know that? I don't know, I never thought about it. What, did you think Rena dyed her hair too? Well, yeah. Oh, hey Rashim, how did it go? Not as I had hoped. We are leaving! Ariel, what happened? You're not going to help. Oh, Chow. She's not going to help us, and I can't stand the sight of this place any longer. Okay, hold on, kid. We're not gonna get anything done with you rushing off. Everyone, form up! Alright, what are we dealing with here? What happened? Democracy, that's what! Why don't these people have a king I can speak with? Voting is stupid! Half the Senate didn't believe I was a princess, and the other half were worried nobody else would believe it. Since Philip claimed I had been killed by Tariki Radical, they were afraid of how it would look if they supported my claim to the throne. They thought it would lead to a succession war with Arcadia coming in on the side of Rebecca, as if my own baby sister would fight against me. Kept telling them supporting me would prevent the war, not start one, but they keep complaining about legitimacy. Legitimacy, the nerve! Well, shit, now what do we do? 2 months, that's how long it would take them to deliberate. They said they have to vote. How can someone even argue for 2 months? I hate democracy. Ariel, enough. I share in your frustration, but democracy is how you avoid men like Emperor Narashkov. What? Don't you scold me, I'm a freaking princess. I don't care what you were born into. The people must have a voice. I'll not just stand here while you slander it. Both of you, please. Team, you may be right, but it's very true that we haven't 2 months to spare. You're right. Narashkov will surely have launched his assault by then. Stand by what I said, Your Highness, but ideological differences aside, we are and must remain allies. Nobody ever talks to me like that before. What a rush! I mean, there's a blue-haired guy in front of you that's kind of a jerk. Well, you're screwed. I'm gonna go kill Victoria myself. See ya! Hey, wait, you're the only black magic we have. You can't bail on us yet. Come on, help us save the world. Ugh. Anyway, what about the rest of the resistance? Can't we muster all our force in and try to sabotage the harbor in Terindor or something? We hardly have any force to muster, and it wouldn't take weeks to prepare those we do have. Alors, s'il y en a pas beaucoup, ça devrait pas prendre de temps. Well, anyway, whatever we're going to do, we can't discuss it out in the open like this. Let's find someplace safe and figure this thing out. Fall in, everyone. Hey, tu prends actuellement le rôle de leader. Je vais retourner dans le Sénat. Well, I'll just end up causing a scene if we go back up there. Never mind then. Oh, ouais, ça je me disais. Ah, Commander Rashim, pardon me, but I have a sealed message for you. The person who gave it to me said it was urgent. Do you know from whom? Do you now from whom? She left before I could ask, Commander. She did say to tell you a storm is coming. I nearly cast her away, but she insisted. She said a storm is coming? Thank you, Secretary. I will look into this. Storm is coming is the resistant codename around here. Interesting. Why would this be addressed to me? It is asking me specifically to take my party to Jenna on, and it is signed only with the letter N. Sounds suspicious. Is there any chance one of your enemies would know the code phrase? Hell if I know. Very well, let us investigate, then. We'll just have to be careful. So sad village music. Oui, je sais c'est où Jenan, j'y étais 2 fois. We're going to Jenan village, it's the port town just northeast of us. Well, that letter said Jenahan, but where are we supposed to go? Just have to look around, I suppose. I mean, there's this guy, Kilush. Get lost. I wonder. Hey, any chance you feel like giving us some shelter, pal? Looked like a storm is coming. Storm, you say? Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, we couldn't have you cut you in that, could we? Come on in. T'es dans au 2e étage. Wow, that's a hell of a lot of booze. Rowan, priorities. Well, this is the place, is it not? Nobody's here, but that guy out front wasn't guarding the door for nothing. Maybe this end person is just running behind. Or they're dead. Quite alive, thank you very much. That voice. Kachia? Rashim, I'm so glad you received my letter. It's been years. How have you been, darling? I'm going by Natasha these days, if you please. Be on your guard, all of you. This person is no friend of mine. And I'll answer none of your questions, Pi. Why have you contacted me? How did you know where to find me? I mean, you're kind of a big shot. I know everything, darling, though I'm impressed you recognize me. This is awkward. Rashim, this lady is the resistant spy master. You're joking. Katya or Natasha, or whatever name she goes by these days, is Arcadian's spy master. She worked for Dmitry Narashkov himself, and has for many years. My forces were pitted against hers during the war. She even had a hand in putting Narashkov in power to begin with, as I understand it. What? That can't be true. You work for Narashkov? Now, everyone stay calm. It's all true except for the timing. I once worked for Narashkov as his spy master. That's your highness. I came to see Narashkov for what he truly is, and I turned against him. It had taken me far too long to see the truth, I admit. So what, you now wish to atone for your crimes, even if I believed you? That is one hell of a debt to pay. Narashkov is responsible for the unjust torture and imprisonment of thousands and death of thousands more. That is your debt too. Atonement, no, I'm just doing what I believe is right. Once believed that meant serving him. Now I believe it means defeating him. At any rate, Ariel poses a grave threat to the Emperor's plan for Silentia. If I was working for him, she'd be dead by now, I assure you. Satisfied? Good. Then let's get on to why I actually brought you here. A bit scored Increed from Udengrad. Emperor Narashkov has imprisoned his son, Prince Gage, for treason. Oh my, what happened? The Emperor demands absolute loyalty. Peasants, noble, it doesn't matter. In fact, Narashkov has for a year been purging Arcadia of anyone, regardless of social standing, that he considers a dissident. And even his son is not exempt. That's all very well interesting, but what does Prince Gage's circumstances have to do with us? Simple. We're going to rescue him. Rescue him? That jackass this tried to execute me, you know? Twice! Details, just hear me out. Time to show you are the better man. Succession of the Arcadian throne involve an ancient ritual. Ruler must ascend the sacred mountain of Parandesh, confer with the sage that live at the summit, and by them be judged worthy. Since ancient time, every Arcadian would be monarch has climbed that mountain and accepted the judgment of the sages. Hey, Diddle. All but one. Narashkov. Just so, Your Highness. Narashkov led an uprising to overthrow the king who had surrendered to Tariq at Serentia to end the Great War. And I helped him do it. He took his closest companion on his ritual journey to the summit of Parandesh, myself, Victoria, and someone you know quite well, Princess. One Lord Philip, your late father's advisor. No. In his betrayal beginning to make more sense, they became friends after the peace accord that ended the Great War. Story for another day. But he was in Narashkov's pockets from the beginning. Together we spoke with the sages as is tradition. They used their magic to light the king's flame, a beacon to alert the land to a new king. But what people don't know is that the sages judged him unworthy. So we killed them, one by one, tortured them until the last they relented. Narashkov installed his personal guard to replace the Order of the Templar that has guard in Parandesh, but I believe the surviving sage still live there still. That is devastating to his legitimacy if it's true. But what does this have to do with Gage? Why do you want to rescue him? Right, like your plan is to rescue him so you can overthrow the Emperor and install him on the throne. Just so. Rashim, I am delighted your age hasn't dulled your wits. That is exactly my plan. We'll have to take him on Parandesh for him to be seen as legitimate. We can only hope the sage are willing to judge him worthy. Narashka would never give up his throne, would lead to civil war. Correct. Granted, we haven't prevented war altogether, but we can't settle for a much smaller one, yes? However, for this plan to work, we'll also need to get you back on your throne in Evanhart, Ariel. Gage will need Cerinthian military aid. I haven't a solution to that problem yet. Regardless, we must first see the rescue of Prince Gage. But would your sages really be okay with the son of the man that murdered a bunch of them? I'm from Arcadia myself. I know this stupid superstition. They're just people. I bet they'll be all too happy to stick it to Narashkov using his own son to do it. To do it is salt in the wound. You can't be serious. Gage knows about his father's scheme, his plan to conquer all of Rin. We'll be trading one tyrant for another. Gage is no tyrant. His father may have poisoned his mind, he may be ruthless at times, but he is also kind. He spared my life once and saved it another time. I think we should rescue him. Even if Gage is a tyrant, if his aim isn't to start the Second Great War, I suggest we deign to tolerate him. All in accord then? Wonderful, I'll take points. This woman is not to be trusted. Natasha is a snake and always has been. But if her plan works, she's right. We'll prevent the reprise of the Great War, so we'll abide her presence for now. Hardly matters. Getting Gage on top of Parandesh is a great idea. Rescuing him is suicide. All our plans are suicide. That's what makes them fun. Hey Princess, maybe I'd be better if you sat this one out, huh? I have to imagine you're going to be much safer somewhere like the Senate building here in Tariq, rather than traveling with us. Maybe. I don't know if I trust Tariq to keep me safe, considering half the Senate thinks I'm lying. Besides, my baby sister is in Lord Philip clutches, and my former fiancé is in Narashkov. I do not intend to sit idly by. I will do what I can to rescue them. Fair enough, kids. Let's go. More party member! That was a lot of blah blah. Alright, I guess we're heading to Arcadia next. The only way there is to book passage to Angelica first. You can charter a ship from here, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. Character. Fencing steel. A straight two-edged sword with a narrow pointed blade, designed especially for thrusting. Rapier strike. Damage a target. If the target is marked, restores 10 energy. Interrupt a target's casting and prevents it from using its ability for 2 turns. Restore a large amount of HP. 300, okay. Poison weapon. Apply poison to an ally's weapon, causing all non-magic attacks to poison their target. 36 tours, toi, puis il est combien ton poison? Un peu meilleur. Quelqu'un d'autre qui a un dot, eviscerate. Pas ton slash. Ouais, ton slash il est pas bon. Alright. Agility, critical. Tabarnak, t'as du grit? Dodge, physical, strength, MP regen, wisdom. T'as combien de magie? T'as combien de... 100. Ok, ça va être de l'énergie que tu utilises. Grant the skill mark. Alright. 5% dodge. Poison reduce target damage by 5%. Poison reduce target speed by 10%. 20% quand je vais avoir upgradé, mais c'est 2 points. Poison deals 30% more damage. The skill assassinate, définitivement. Rapier strike. First save remove detrimental status effect. Strength unlock skill delegate. Oh! Va être bon jusqu'à la fin du jeu, ça. Je vais checker First Save, puis Rapier Strike. Mais ça dote pas. Ça, je suis pas sûr, ça affecte qui. Poison Weapon, qui est un petit peu meilleur. Mark. Apply mark to a target, increasing everyone's critical rate against it by 25%. Okay, nice. Deal heavy damage to a marked target. Okay. Combien que ça coûte? 30. Ok, ok. Pas de l'allure. Character. Il n'y avait pas un truc inutile là. In a item shop. Warrior Stone 3, je peux aller chercher ça en bas. Spice Training, a manual outlining combat technique of spy, combat technique of assassins, fencing, a rapier that has been blessed by Eriniton. Juste pour checker. Ouais. Fait que je peux aller chercher Skillity plus 3. Manual outlining survival techniques. A crossguard with a dazzling pattern that foes are unable to track. Grant a 10% chance of getting a bonus turn each turn. Oh, nice. Je me demande si le silver va être très rare. Alright, entre les épisodes, je vais retourner aller chercher un autre Warrior Stone en bas. Ceci dit, je pense qu'on est rendu au 45e épisode. Donc on devrait être vendredi en ce moment, quand l'épisode va live. Alors, ça se peut que je me prenne la série ici ou not. Encore une fois, on va voir. Mais dans tous les cas, je vais dire au revoir et à bientôt.